Look Stranger by W. H. Auden, presented to you by Dr. Vinamrata. Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to analyze a poetry which is prescribed in your syllabus and is titled Look Stranger, written by W. H. Auden. This is a poetry which is dedicated to his wife Erica. And before going into the poetry and its detail, one more important aspect of this poetry is that this is also the title of the book in which this poem was included. So, Look Stranger was the anthology of poetry of W. H. Auden, which was not liked. This title actually was not liked by Auden himself, and when he republished it in the American version, he gave the book the name Island. So one of the poems on that book is Look Stranger, which is dedicated to Erica, and that is the poetry that we are going to study today. So let's start with a quick look into who was Auden. Whitson Hugh Auden, 21st February 1907 to 29th of September 1973. He was an Anglo-American poet, and Auden's poetry was noted for its stylistic and technical achievement. The general themes are politics, morals, love, and religion, and its variety in tone, form, and content. Some of his best poems are Funeral Blues, September 1st, 1939, The Shield of Achilles, The Age of Anxiety, For the Time Being, and Hore Canonique. So, Auden was born in New York and he grew up near Birmingham. He studied English in the Christ Church, Oxford, and he won the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1947 for the long poem The Age of Anxiety. The title of this poetry was derived from the popular phrase which used to describe the modern era. He also served for a few years as an Oxford professor, and we can call him a globe-trotter because he traveled to many places and many countries. Now, coming about this poetry. W. H. Auden's Look Stranger was first published in 1936, and it is an extraordinarily transitional work, the second of the Auden's three 1930s poetry collection. It is a book of poems first published under the title Look Stranger in United Kingdom in 1936 and then republished under Auden's preferred title On This Island in US in 1937. It is also the title of one of the poems in the collection, the one that we are going to study today. The book contains 31 poetries, and although Auden was homosexual, he married Thomas Mann's daughter Erica, to whom this poetry and this book is dedicated, and he married her to save her from Nazi persecution and give her a passport. The major configuration of threatened self and community is seen in this poetry Look Stranger, and it is written on the island, and it's talking about the island and the flood. Now, coming to the poetry, it describes the Dover beach. Actually, it was composed when Auden was on the Dover beach with Erica, and the stranger mentioned here is obviously Erica. He tells Erica to look towards the sea and the shore and have a view of what they can see throughout in the natural surrounding and the beauty of the surrounding, and it is all the description of the Dover beach. So the poem reads thus: Look, stranger, on this island now. The leaping light of your delight discovers. Stand stable here, and silent be, as though the channels of the year may wander like a river, the swaying sound of the sea. Here, at a small field's ending pause, where the chalk wall falls to the foam and its tall ledges oppose the pluck, a knock of the tide, and the shingle scrambles after the sucking surf, and a gull lodges a moment on its sheer side. Far off, like floating seeds, the ships diverge on urgent voluntary errands, and this full view indeed may enter and move in memory, as now these clouds do, that pass the harbour mirror, and all the summer through the water saunter.
So we can see that the poetry has been divided into three stanzas. In the first stanza, the poet addresses the stranger and asks her to admire the beauty of the island, the leaping waters, and the lights which are leaping along with the water, creating a hue. And what kind of delight one observes when standing stable there and being silent and trying to listen through the channels of the ear. And here he compares the channels of the ear, the meandering of the channels of the ear, to the wandering of a river. So it is a kind of metaphor here where the river and the channels of the ears are compared to one another. And then he talks about listening to the swaying sound of the sea. And in the next stanza, he moves on to describe the beauty of the island in more vivid form, and he talks about the chalk walls that are formed and the foams that fall through the chalk walls, through the tall ledges of the chalk walls into the water. So what are these chalk walls? Obviously some limestone made cliffs or rocks are there on the Dover beach, and the sea is plucking and eating away those cliffs and those lime pieces, and it is all merging with the foam of the water, and it is trying to oppose the pluck and the knock of the tide. The tide, every time when reaches the walls of the cliff, tries to pluck it away, tries to eat it away, and he is standing there like a strong force trying to oppose it. But slowly the sea reduces the chalk walls to small pebbles, and they all are transformed into shingles on the sea beach, which comes out through the surfing of the sea. And then there is the sea birds which are mentioned there. A gull is lodging there on the seaside. And then finally in the third stanza, the description becomes so vivid and so beautifully explained that you will be amazed with the kind of creativity the poet imagines. He imagines the sky to be the mirror image of the sea, and just like the clouds in the sky are compared to the sails of the ships in the water, and the ships are moving around, wandering around as if they are going out on some hurry, the duty which they have to perform, and obviously that duty is of the trade. And in the same way, the sails, the white sails which are visible in a clear sea, obviously, because when the weather will be stormy, so obviously the ships will not be going out for voyages. So here the weather is clear, and when the weather is clear, you can see, you can perceive on the sea white masts, white sails of the ships which are visible, and those white sails are compared to the white clouds floating above in the sky, and the blue of the sky is compared to the blue of the sea. So you see such a vivid and beautiful description of sea being the mirror image of the sky, or vice versa. So that is the basic gist of the lines which the poet describes here. So that is all about the poetry. The poetry, as you might have observed, has got no fixed rhyme scheme or meter, and it is a short and brief poetry which arouses your sensuous visions and vividly describes the beauty of nature and of Dover beach. So that was all about this poetry. I am sure you must have understood it. If yes, then please don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment. Thank you.